You're welcome to our second episode of sis2sislove, and today we have Sister Tina with us. She is a wife and newly mother, and congratulations. Congratulations. You can write some congratulations in the comments, and we are going to have a little chat with her. So just enjoy a snack with your big sisters. Grab a cup of tea, coffee, or just a glass of water. Yeah, we have ours. Relax and let's talk real. So yeah, the next question is, so you're talking about friendship, you're talking about good friendship, bad friendship. How can I actually find a good friend? Where can I find a good friend?
It still boils down to the first point we made, a godly friend. So if the person is a godly friend, I don't think there's a specific place because God is everywhere.
Yeah.
So even in school, I can find friends there, at church, outside, wherever. Provided the friend is a godly friend, then I can make it anywhere. Yeah. Even on social media.
Yeah.
If the person is a godly person, then it can be a friend.
Yeah, okay. So on this point, how can I find a good friend? I was also thinking about the fact that you have to, most of the time we used to say that when talking about most of the times when talking about relationship, men and women, so okay, fiance or husband, most of the time we used to say that we should pray for a prayerful man, and you should say, well, you first of all should be a prayerful person. So even in this case, how do you find a good friend? First of all, you should be
a good person.
Yeah, because
you attract your kind.
Exactly.
That's a good point. If you are not a good person, you wouldn't see the good person.
Exactly.
But when you have the qualities, when you see the one that is a good person, you can easily see that this person identifies with me and the person can be That's a good one. I almost forgot that.
You see, so I reminded you. Yeah. So you're saying, for example, you cited also on social media, for example, we could find a friend, a godly friend. But how do I really know that this friend is honest or is a true friend? Because, if I see someone, it's easier. But now, let's be real, it's easier. Most friendships are built on social platforms. So how do I know that this person is real?
This question, you're asking me this question. Well, let's say I have this, I don't know if I should say philosophy, and sometimes I think I'm being bad, but that's how I am. So many things easily put me off. So when I go on the social media, even when you're a correct friend, and I see that you're messing up, and what I mean by messing up, yes, we joke, we play around, but when it comes to being a godly person, I believe 24/7 you should be a godly person. Now there are these people that they think, oh, what's life? Sometimes we need to play around, we need to enjoy it, and I don't see how you enjoy minus God. So it's like they have their serious mood and they have their playful mood. So the playful mood, anything goes. So when they are on social media, at times these are their playful mood. So there they will post anything at all because they are just playing. They will share anything at all because they are just playing. And then when they think the serious time is there, if you are such a friend and I see that you are sharing all of these things, I already take you out. Maybe I will not even tell you, but in my mind, I've ruled you out. You can't be a good friend. I don't want to run because I don't want you to poison me. I'm trying to guard myself so that when God comes, I'll still be on track. So if I see that you're somebody that will make me fall off, I might not tell you, but in my heart, I've crossed you out.
Wow.
So one of the signs to even know somebody, for me, which I think if everybody also is taking into consideration, it will help, is when you see that a friend is just posting anything, a friend who has a serious moment with God and other times is off, just be careful and be cautious of those friends, because if you are not careful, the things around us, the things we see, these are the things that influence us. If I see that you are not sharing good things that will build me up, then you can't be a friend. So we can watch out for those things because we don't live with them. They are in the media, social media. So these are some of the small ways you can actually find out who a true friend is when the person is not close.
So by saying that, do you mean that as a Christian, so I'm a Christian girl coming up, I have to be serious serious all the time, so I can't joke around.
Let's even go down to what we mean by seriousness.
Okay. So
we live our godly life 24/7. That's how we should be.
Okay.
So we don't have times that we think, oh, this time I was God, this time God. And I think I've shared this with you or with some other friends before, that now when it comes to entertainment, especially for Christians, when it comes to entertainment, God is outside. We think that when we're having our parties or we're having our get-togethers, there God can't be. So we would entertain anything, play all sort of music and all of that, and we think, oh, it's just a short, it's a 45-minute thing. So this one, dear, God is not. But when we think of it, God should be all around. He should be in everything. We should breathe God. We should speak God. We should dress God. We should talk God. We should even eat God if it's possible. So if we are doing all of these things, then we would be able to have God around us. He will feel comfortable, and then He will speak to us. He will direct us. You get it? So I'm not saying don't have fun, or I'm not saying don't entertain yourself, but even in it, make sure that God is there. Were you the one telling me yesterday that don't let God be part of? It was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a devotional I was reading actually a couple of years ago, and it was saying most of the time we have our schedule and we try to fix God inside, but it should be the way around. So we have God. God is basically occupying our whole day, and we try to fix our schedule in. So then whatever we are doing, we know that God is already there. So whatever we are actually fixing Him there. So it's actually something that is deep to ponder about and really understand. Like, I'm washing my dishes, God is there already. So washing my dishes was a plus. So once I'm washing my dishes, I still should be able to still have God in it, communicate with God. I'm doing my homework. God is already there. It's the time I'm fixing my homework in. So God should be there. So I'm sure that's in the same line. So when I'm posting as well, God is already there.
Exactly.
So would God be proud of what I'm posting?
That's the point. What I'm sharing, will God be? There's some videos that I get on my phone, I don't send them across. Because in my mind, I even think as I'm sharing, it might be funny, but as I'm sharing with others, I'm just spreading across something that would bring them down instead of lifting them. Okay. So if I think of it, God wouldn't want me to do this. I just drop it. But it's still something funny. I still send funny things around. I still laugh with friends, but I make sure that in it, it's not something that would bring somebody down, but something that would lift.
Yeah, that is deep. Yeah, true. So, example of a good friendship from the Bible. So, you cited Jonathan and David. If someone comes to your mind, like if female friendship, good female friendship, I'll put you on a test, But
in the Bible, good female. Well, I can talk of Mary and Elizabeth, but they weren't friends. They were more of, I think, related.
Yeah, cousins.
Yeah, but I think that would be an example.
Yeah. And what could we learn
from them? Okay, so in their story, I think Mary ran to Elizabeth, but even before Mary ran to Elizabeth knew that the angel had also spoken to Elizabeth that the cousin was pregnant, and then Mary went to Elizabeth, and I think their story, Mary going to Elizabeth already had a son.
None of them. Elizabeth was pregnant of John the Baptist.
She was rather pregnant then, and Mary was now coming in. So it could be a thing of the smaller person running to the bigger one because she thinks she's already in that state. So there's something she could learn. So Elizabeth could be more or less like a mentor, trying to nurture what is inside Mary, because she was now coming. And Mary being that humble to run, not because by then the angel had already told her that you are going to carry a son, the son is going to be this, all the qualities that Jesus was to have. So she wasn't proud to say, oh, my son is going to be this. But she still humbly ran to Elizabeth, who was already in process. So it also brings about humility. We have to be humble when there's a need to learn from somebody. I always say it doesn't matter if the person is younger, the person is older. Once there's something good you have to learn, or you can learn from the person, you just pick it up. Then if I'm the one to also give, I don't think because I have it, I've reached. God has given so that you can share. So if you are the one at the top to giving, you give freely. Know that even as you're giving, the more you give, God is also replacing it. So I think these are the two lessons.
Yeah, sure. Also, in addition, I remember reading that Elizabeth, as soon as she saw Mary, her baby lived. So it's like, as a mentor, you're saying, if you see it as a mentor, she as a mentor recognized the gift that was in the younger one, and immediately she was moved by it. So most times also, as we have mentors, it could be parents, especially the parents are the closest one. It could be in church, our leaders, or even just a sister, an older sister. It's sometimes they might say things and you'll be like, oh no, I don't see this, but they actually can see. They can see more than you can see. Yeah. So thank you very much for your time today. And we had a time from older sisters to younger sisters. But then if you have questions to ask, you can just write it in the comment below or send us an email, and we'll try to create a different video, whether together or individually, to reply your questions. Thank you very much for spending your time with us. Bye-bye.